You're watching another inspirational message from Matthew Armstrong, coming at you live from the Mungo Mountain Trail. So I know something about you. I know that there's something that you want. There's something you want, there's something you want to do in your life, but you've been putting it off. You've been procrastinating on it. Procrastinating is like to be a procrastinator. You're assassinating your dreams by procrastinating. You know what I mean? So yeah, procrastination is the silent assassin, which are stealing away your dreams. Great place to make a video. I'm driving on a very windy mountain road. That's okay, I'm a professional. So you've been procrastinating. I know you have. Because I have as well, and everybody has, and there isn't a person in the world that isn't procrastinating on something right now. That's how I know. Yeah. Human nature, right? But sometimes we just need a little bit of inspiration, and that's what I'm here for. I'm here to just give you a little inspiration to do something, right? I was procrastinating on making this video until I got to the top of the mountain, and I got hit with a bit of inspiration on top of the mountain. So okay, make the video, right? I stopped procrastinating. But sometimes we have bigger things in life, things that can seem bigger anyway, and we can blow them all out of proportion sometimes. Sometimes we can make them so big, like big mountains, that we can't pass them. But as you drive along and you make a turn, and then you see another straight road, but you can't see past the next turn. But if you keep going, eventually you get to another turn, and you go around, and then suddenly there's more light and there's more space to drive in, right? And you keep going, you keep going, you keep going, and then there's another turn, and then there's another. Oh, there's a big long stretch there. If I look to the end of the road here, I'm like, the road ends there. I don't see the next turn. I don't see what's round it. I just see the end here, a barrier. But if I get to the barrier, then suddenly a turn comes. I'm like, oh, there's another turn. Then I see a barrier. I see rocks, obstacles, then another turn. And I keep going, right? And that's what you got to do in life. In life, it's not a straight road. You have a dream in your life, and you're young and you're naive, and you think, it's going to be a straight road, just directly to my dreams. And so you drive along, or you go along through your life, and you get to barriers, and you get to roadblocks, and you get to bends in the road, and you think, oh, this isn't quite as simple as I thought in the first place. Sometimes there's no signpost to tell you where to go. Sometimes it's just guesswork. You get to a fork in the road, and you're just like, I just gotta have some faith, some intuition, and just make a decision and choose one way or the other. And that's what you got to do. You come to a crest, and then suddenly, wow, there's a nice big long hill going all the way down. I can just sit back and cruise. But also you got to be aware for the sharp turns. Sometimes the sharp turn comes up, and if you're cruising along thinking, this is great, this is great, this is great, you might miss the sharp turn, and that's when you can crash. That's when you can crash in your life. So you're always got to be aware, even when you're cruising along, that another turn will come, there'll be another roadblock, there'll be another obstacle, something else to negotiate. Well, I've got a couple of questions for you. You want to do something in your life, something great. I know that. And sometimes you justify your way out of it and go, no, that's not really for me, or whatever. You rationalize, rationing lies to the mind, rationalize. But here, ask yourself these couple of questions. So know what your big goal is, know what your big dream is, or something that you really want to do in your life, but just might seem too big, like going over a big mountain or something, which might seem too big. You don't see the whole way. So ask yourself this question. Okay, if I embark on this journey, if I go ahead and do this, what have I got to lose? Ask yourself the question, what have you got to lose? And a great thing is writing things down on paper. Write down what your goal is, and then ask the question below it. Okay, if I do this, what have I got to lose? What if I fail? Well, I can fail. Okay, so what's there to lose by failing? You got to question your excuses. You got to question your own mind. You got to question it. So what have I got to lose about that? Oh well, this could happen, I could run out of money, I could look stupid, I might fall flat in my face, my reputation might get screwed up or whatever, you know? Okay, well, so what? You know, can I handle that? What have I got to lose? Is that something to lose? Sometimes it's like, well, I might fail. But is that really losing? If you fail, is that really losing? Or is it just, well, I got to learn something. If you fail, you get to learn something, huh? You know, in sales, one of the first things you get taught in sales is don't worry about rejection. Don't worry about people saying no to you, because the mindset you got to have is the more no's you get, the closer you are to a yes. I've done some of the hardest sales in my life. I've done cold calling, telephone sales. I've done door-to-door cold calling. You know, knocking on doors all day long. And you just got to keep saying to yourself, the more no's I get, the closer I am to a yes. Right? So there's really nothing to lose in that sort of respect. You know, quite often the things we think we have to lose, they're not really losses. They're just learnings. So if you can turn your losses into learnings, no, your losses into learnings, and then that's you're alchemically change them. You become an alchemist in that way, an alchemist of the mind. And so then, once you get that stuff out of the way, that sort of resistance where you think you're going to lose all this stuff, when you're not really, you're just building it up bigger than it is, you're blowing things out of proportion most of the time. Then ask the question, what have I got to gain? What if it all works out? What if it all just works out? What have I got to gain? And then write that down, all the things you have to gain. And that can be inspiring, that can be motivating. And then you can ask yourself the question, well, what's more important to me? What's more important to me, the losses? And you'll find 80% of your losses aren't even losses, they're just learnings, right? Just valuable learnings on your journey, which make you even wiser. So quite often what you have to gain is stacked so much more than what you have to potentially lose, that it's just you just got to make a decision right now and do it. Just make that decision. And so that's how to overcome. That's how to overcome the shortcomings of the mind. That's how to override things. That's how to override your fears. Just look at things like that. Use those little strategies. Write things down. Ask yourself those questions. And then make a decision.